Everything is everything. There's nothing that isn't everything. This is beautiful. This is how life should be. Life should be like a quiet walk, very intentional. I'm not very much with the woulda, shoulda, couldas because reality doesn't work off of shoulda. There's no set plan for anything. The only plan is that everything is making its own plan. And that's why you have to align with everything if you want your plans to work. Notice a lot of plans just end up flopping because something comes up. And it's like, there's something that comes up. There's something that comes up because you weren't aligned with everything. If you were aligned with everything, nothing would come up. There would be nothing to come up because you're aligned with everything. And what is the everything? Who is the everything? What is the everything to align to? What is that? What is everything? What is everything? Well, that's a great question. Let's ask somebody over here. Excuse me. You mind asking a question? What is everything? I'm sorry. What was that? Huh. I'm gonna need you to repeat that a little for the audience. Just into the mic here. Okay, got you. Thank you. Thank you. Right. So, as my man said over there, everything is everything. There is nothing to be said about it. And if there is something to be said about it, then it is not everything. And so everything only exists in reality. Everything exists beyond human qualification. Before our mind grasps something, before our mind begins to conceptualize reality, conceptualize experience, it exists as everything. It exists as it is, as what it is. And then here comes our minds, saying something about it, thinking something about it, declaring it to be something. So, in reality, our minds are what the something is. Our mind itself is something. But reality, like I said, is everything. Because, all right, look at this thing here, and don't think about it. If you don't think about it, what can you say about it? Nothing, I'm sure. You can't. You can't say anything about it because anything you say about it is not what it is. It's something. But as we know now, that actually is everything. Everything is everything. There's nothing that isn't everything. I'm not trying to like be smarter. Like no, like this is literally this is it. Like anything to say about it is inherently wrong. That's why it took me so. I think that's why it's been taking me so long to really like hunker down and start talking about this and making videos, posting this and stuff like that, because it's just like, it always felt like everything I say is just like, either I can say it better or it's just wrong. But, I have to say something because the minds can only interpret something. Minds can only know something. Minds cannot know everything. Human minds. God's mind knows everything. God's mind is everything. But human minds, far from it. Human minds very limited. And that just comes from the sheer fact that we were born. This is why transcendence is a real thing. We'll have to face the other way. Yeah. Transcendence is a real thing. Transcendence is really a real thing because ourselves are not unlimited. The selves that we are have a start, they have a beginning, and they have an end. And because of this beginning and end, we're limited. That's a limit. The limit is where we begin. The limit to ourselves is where we end. And so, to say that consciousness is unlimited, but yet our experience is birth and death, this has to be a limited experience of an unlimited being, which is consciousness. Consciousness, the unlimited being, our lives, limited experience. But transcendence is a real thing. Because now, if we want to experience consciousness for what it is, we have to transcend our limitations. We have to go beyond our limitations. That's what transcendence is. Going beyond. Going beyond anything is transcending. And so if our lives are limited and consciousness is unlimited, and we come to experience consciousness through meditation or through aligned action, like the flow state, where it feels like we're doing stuff, but it feels like we're not really doing stuff. Like it feels like we're there, it feels like we're not there. It feels like in high performance sports or in games, it just feels like you're in the zone. Well, my body's just moving on its own. It's like I'm witnessing it, but I'm not consciously doing it. It's doing it by itself. It's a flow of life. That too, you could say, is the experience, a transcendental experience, because you're going beyond the thought of you moving your body into the observation, oh, her body is moving. That's transcendence. That's a transcendental state. And so it's very real. It's very real. And people coming out here talking about it's evil, it's demonic, or it's not what it is, or everybody has their own preconceived notions, and that's good for them. But I'll tell you now, the greatest work a human being can do is to transcend. Transcend his or her life. Transcend their thoughts, their mind, and their limitations. because the self is a limit. All limits are self-imposed because the self ultimately is your limit. You are beyond yourself. That is the truth of spirituality. You are a soul trying to reunite with spirit, so to speak. And so I'm just cold now. Ugh. Actually, I'm gonna say thank you. I'm gonna say peace and love again, always. And yeah, catch you in the next one.